your first session, like, describe us a little bit that. Was it exciting? Was it scary? Like, what was it like to get to like do the first recording?
Oh, well, my first session at the studio, I remember very clearly because I had an epiphany.
Ooh.
I remember just having a really big epiphany that day. So I went in because, like I mentioned, I was doing singing.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing a lot more singing than I was rapping just yet.
Right.
No one really knew much about my rapping, only I did.
Yeah.
But the singing was something that people knew about. Like, you know, she sings, she could sing. So I remember one time, again, MySpace days, I met this friend of mine that he was rapping at the time, and he was looking for someone to sing on one of his songs that he was gonna release.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, hey, like, I can do it. And he was like, okay, well, like, you have to audition. Like, you have to, we were really young too.
Yeah.
You have to audition, like, I have to hear your
keep
voice.
it serious. You know?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I guess, like, I could do it. And I remember meeting with him on Junction Boulevard out here in Queens.
Yeah.
And having him, you know, meet me up at his friend's house and was like, okay, we're gonna go to the balcony. It was pretty much a really nice day. And we went inside the apartment of his friend, and then we sat on the balcony for, I kid you, like 2 hours. And I did not sing. Oh, I couldn't sing. It wouldn't come out.
Oh,
my gosh,
no.
were you trying?
No, I don't.
You just got nervous.
I just kind of froze. Like, I was like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And in my head, I was just like, I'll sing. Just give me a second. Next thing you knew, like 2 hours had passed by. I still hadn't sang. And then I finally did it.
Okay.
I did it. He loved it. He's like, oh my gosh, you're so great. I was like, perfect. So eventually, he books a session to the studio. And, what way? This way?
This way.
Let's go
This
this
way.
All right. He books a session to the studio, and we show up.
Uh-huh.
The studio is located by, like, Whitestone, I think.
Okay.
Like Flushing, Whitestone. You know, the funny thing is I never really knew exactly how to get there by myself. Just because the person that runs the studio, like the engineer,
Yeah.
he would always pick us up.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were younger.
Yeah.
So we weren't like, well, I was taking buses and
Yeah.
trains and all that, but he
Right.
wasn't yet.
Mm.
The person that was taking me.
Yeah.
So we go inside. It's this like, it's almost like any little, how do you say, factory that you go into, and the walls are really blank, but but they're kind of narrow, and there's different rooms which are different little studios in between.
Okay.
So we end up in this one room, pretty small, rectangular, and then when you walk in, the first thing you see is like the equipment, and then to the far left side, you see like the little booth, and you see the studio foam, and it has a little door. And I remember just sitting on like these little ottoman looking couches and was like, okay, like we're here in my head. And so then the person that I was with was like, okay, well, we're gonna get started. And so we did. I recorded my part of the song, which was the hook.
Okay.
And it was great, right? It was great. It was basically a remix to a Mary J. Blige song.
Okay.
And I was doing the hook and he was rapping over it.
Yeah.
But I say it was just great because at the moment, that's all it felt. It was just great. Like, it was okay. That was great.
Right.
Thumbs up. But then he started rapping.
Yeah.
He got onto the booth and he started rapping. And I had already finished my verse of the singing part, and I was just watching him through the booth because, you know, there's like a little mirror
Right.
and a little window, and you could see through them, and you could also hear the audio through the background, you know, because the speakers for the engineer that's working. So I was listening to him, and that's when my epiphany hit. And I was looking at him so deeply, and I was like, I could rap better than him.
Oh.
And it was like, it was so funny because I said it to myself, you know?
Right.
So that thought was like engraved in my head.
Yeah.
But he never knew about it. I mean, he's probably gonna know about it now.
Sure. Are you still friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I mean, just to interrupt for a second, I mean, that's almost like such an essential hip hop element too,
Oh,
which is
hell
like,
yeah.
you know, like,
You're
I can
right.
do this and I can do this better than you.
You're
Right.
You know?
And And that's such a, just like in general too, it's such a like way to get inspired into doing something, like feeling your own potential, seeing someone do something well and being like, wait a second.
You think you did it, but you didn't have it quite. Yeah, and that's exactly how it felt. And that night, I went home and I wrote a song.
Wow. Oh, nice. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this segment. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button so that the algorithms that run our lives can continue to spread the joy that is this podcast.
Yeah, hit that little like button to spread the joy through the algorithms.
I don't even know how I made that noise.